Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. So dear Dhamma friends, today in this session we're going to practice Samatha mental culture and Vipassana mental culture. So the culture means meditation means developing our mind and increase its capacity to see the truth as it is. So in the first level, we develop tranquility state of our mind. When it comes to tranquility meditation or the Samatha Bhavana or Chitta Bhavana, mainly what we does, we calm down our mind and allow our mind to settle down and according to the inhalation, exhalation as it is. So it is not kind of like you doing something. So you have to get out of this controlling or doing attitude and just allow things to happen as it is. And when it happens, just see and recognize. So when you observe the inhalation, exhalation in front of your nose and your upper lip area, and just recognize inhalation as inhalation, exhalation as exhalation. And remember not to interfere with the inhalation, exhalation, or don't try to visualize, don't try to think about it, don't think over it. Another thing is, observing inhalation, exhalation is observing the sensation of the inhalation, exhalation. Because if you don't see the sensation, if you don't get the sensation, that is where you go to visualization. So then that's why focus to in front of your nose and your upper lip area. And in the beginning, take few times and few minutes and see how your body, how your posture work. And do little experiment moving your upper body, little bit back and forth, and overhead, little bit up and down, and find the right place. Once you get it, stay there. And recognize inhalation as inhalation, exhalation as exhalation. And then, if it is possible, follow the entire continuation of the inhalation, exhalation. So when you keep observe this way, sometimes you see some inhalation, exhalation become longer, shorter, heavy, soft, warm, cold, like that. Each and every inhalation, exhalation has its own different, unique character. So just recognize it. So when the mind settles down itself, and if the mind don't get disturbed out of anything, and once the mind with your body, your breathing, with your thoughts, and this everything become one, and it come to tranquility state. So from tranquility state, you can go to jhana or the high mental powers or whatever that you want. And according to that, you can go with the whatever the intention that you have in your mind. Because once the mind usable, you can use it to anything. So that's why in the jhana or the absorption, that you can reach to many levels in mind. But our purpose is not going that way. Our purpose is not just experiencing the mind. Our purpose is to go to the ultimate truth and see the bottom and the depth and recognizing the truth or how things come to be as they are. When it comes to that point, that's why we use the vipassana. So in the Vipassana, so in Samatha, it's always that you personalize with your experience. You go with that, that you do it. The mind based with that. But when it comes to Vipassana, it's completely different. So in the Vipassana, that's itself, it means you observe thoroughly. You see in a special way. You observe deeply to the bottom. You see the truth. Another thing is you not look anything from outside. So inside meditation, here, the experience itself, you observe and recognize your own experience. It's nothing to do with something else. And that experience, that recognition should be whole. It's not kind of like a part, complete. And when it comes to the Vipassana, it is not dualism. There is no dualism. Here you observe and there is something to as object. The subject and object, the both become one. So from the ancient time, there are arguments, exchange the ideas, how this dualism work like that way, how that we can experience it, something like that. So when it comes to that, so just imagine yourself. Is the breathing is you or you are breathing? Can you separate? The breathing separate and you exist separate and breathing happening separate, or breathing happening and then you happening separate, or how this happening? Or both happening at one time separately, or you are breathing and you is one, or not? So when you observe that, because without the observer, you cannot observe. Without experiencer, you cannot experience. Without body, there is no breathing. But the thing is, when we observe, we kind of like we divide subject and object. I observe this. That there is somebody observe something. But in Vipassana, it's not like that. In Vipassana, there is no dualism. There is no you observe and there is a object or subject and object. There is no something. So the very nature of the inhalation, exhalation itself become the very nature of you. And also that whatever the quality of your observation is become the quality of the inhalation, exhalation. So like that, it's completely without any kind of technique or without any kind of pattern or without any kind of methods or the ideology or anything, completely with the free mind. You observe the inhalation, exhalation. So in that level, we see it in a special way. What is that special way mean? Why? Mostly in day-to-day life, we experience things with the self-centered mind. But when it comes to Vipassana, you experience things according to its own nature. So then observe the inhalation, exhalation, and while you're observing that, see the impermanent of it. So it is a very nature that have inherent in the inhalation, exhalation. Just see it. And when you see, Don't think, oh, you observe it. Oh, I see that. No, because the very nature of the inhalation, exhalation itself, you. You are not separate from inhalation or exhalation. When you see the inhalation, exhalation, just recognize that is same, that the you. Another thing is selflessness. This all happening, anicca sanya, anatta sanya. So this all happening without self-centered idea. And according to necessary conditions, it arises. When that condition disappear, it's not going to happen. As example, if you wipe out the body, took out the body, you cannot experience the inhalation, exhalation. So even in the body, there should be necessary conditions. If that conditions disappear, inhalation, exhalation not going to work. And asubha sanya. So that's mean even though that what we see in the surface level, in the deeper, there are a lot of things happening which we can't see. When you inhale, it feels so good and you take it as a life. And when you exhale, it feels good, you take it as life. But inherent inside that, it has death. And you feel comfortable inside that. There's discomfort inherent. Just observe and experience it a little bit. And when you experience, just totally, 100%, completely, with the open mind, with the fresh mind, with the new mind, without adding anything from outside, without bringing your past experience, without repeating anything, just completely moment by moment, moment by moment, with the newness, try to experience, just flow with the moment. And that is where you're going to understand this, the experiencer and experience, the both is the same. So let's practice a little bit. Your right palm on your left and neck it straight in one line and be comfortable with your posture. And bring attention to your body. So scan your whole body head to toes and say Sopateva, oh may I be well and happy 3 times. Take a moment and think. We gathered here in this evening to practice this ancient meditation technique. All the Buddhas, all the enlightened masters followed this path and achieved wisdom. So we also gathered here to accumulate that knowledge in this moment with this sitting. May my body become more comfortable. May my breath be more smooth. May no difficulties come to me. May all the success come to me. Also think for a moment. This is the last moment we're spending in this very lifetime. And detach your mind from all your past memories and as well as any kind of future thoughts. Just try to remain in the present moment, observing your inhalation and exhalation. So bring attention to in front of your nose and your upper lip area. Deeply and gently breathe in, breathe out 3 times and find the sensation, please. And just observe your inhalation and exhalation. Just keep focus to inhalation, exhalation. And follow the entire continuation of the inhalation, exhalation. So you may see some inhalation, exhalation become longer, shorter, heavy, soft, warm, cold. Just recognize it. Bring attention to your inhalation, exhalation, and observe the impermanence, selflessness, and unsatisfactory nature inherent in you. Bring your attention to your body. Observe your posture. We cultivate loving kindness and compassion in our heart and radiate it as a light through entire your compound, village, city, state, country, world, around this universe, and as far as you can through galaxies, other planets, stars, reminding yourself like this. Mentally repeat after me with clear intention. May all living beings in this universe be well and happy. May everyone be happy and safe, and may their hearts be filled with joy. May all living beings live in security and in peace. Beings who are frail or strong, tall or short, big or small, visible or not visible, near or far away, already born or yet to be born. May all of them dwell in perfect tranquility. Let no one do harm to anyone. Let no one put the life of anyone in danger. Let no one, out of anger or ill will, wish anyone any harm. Expand the loving kindness and compassion, beginning from your heart, forward. Visualize yourself and send it as a light to your backside, to your left side, and to your right side. Downward and upward. To all six directions at once, like the moon, the sun, spread the light, spread the energy, without any condition, without any limitation, without any resistance, or without any judgment. Let your heart to shine with the loving kindness and compassion from the bottom of it, with the maximum effort to the highest. Wishing yourself, may all living beings in this universe be well and happy. Say sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. So dear Dhamma friends, when we come to meditation, so it's mainly we trying to develop our mind or cultivate our mind and to develop the quality of our mind. So in day-to-day life, through our perceptions that what we do and mostly effect for us, and then it become our life. So that's why we need some special practice to cultivate our mind, to make it usable the way we want. So when it comes to mind, there are always had different ideas. So when it comes to that, is the mind is the body, body is the mind. Is your experience is separate from you or and from your body, or the experience and the body is the same? And when it comes to form, feeling, sensation, formations, recognition, are you separate from form? Are you separate from feeling? Are you separate from sensation? Are you separate from formations, defilement? Are you separate from consciousness? Or are you connecting with the feeling? So just imagine, when you see form, when you say feeling, so that feeling is separate from you, or you are the feelings? Because if it is separate from you, then you are become kind of like a person. From all this, you become a separate entity. Then you exist as something, and the once a while you get feeling, once a while you get formation, so like that. And if the both is you, feeling, formation, sensations, or whatever, that emotions or what, if the both is you, then how you can separate from it? So that is why in the Buddha's teaching it mentioned, you don't experience anything as a separate entity. Even you yourself, your life itself means it's a dependent origination. And according to that, this arises. So according to your form, feeling, sensation, formations, consciousness, it arises in this moment. That arising itself is you. It is not separate, and it is not the same thing, but it is a process of cause and effect. So then when it comes to the mind, that attaining to enlightenment is a kind of like a process that you develop in this cause and effect. Because according to time or space, and you become a different person, different mindset. So if you develop certain qualities in your mind, then you're going to become different. How you say he's a good person? Why you say that? because that mind cultivated certain format to follow necessary protocol, and then you say it is good. And then somebody say he's a bad person. Why that person became bad? And is there any way that bad person can become good and good person can become bad? How it become like that? Because of the transformation of the mind. So then yourself you have to see, in this very moment in you it is happening. Your mind is transforming to something in this very moment. Not yesterday, not tomorrow, in this very moment. So if you able to catch that, if you able to see that, and that seeing itself has ability to direct you towards the right path. Because the enlightenment is, there's an argument, a huge argument from the ancient time. Is enlightenment or the liberation happen suddenly, or is it the result of the process? Is your enlightenment happen suddenly, or it is a result of the process? So then remember, it's not going to happen suddenly, it even not the process. This both should interconnected. As example, it doesn't matter whatever the process that you keep doing in this very moment, if you're not aware, if you don't see in this very moment where the mind go, then it's not going to happen. It doesn't matter whatever the process already you followed. So it is just not the method, and it is not the sudden experience. The both when come together, you experience it. So to get into that, you have to master the mind. So today I'm going to tell you how to master the mind, and especially in tranquility state, mainly talk about in the jhana or the high mental powers, or the first absorption, second absorption, third absorption, and the fourth absorption, and mainly talk about in that level. But there is a word called uposatha. Uposatha means you act like an enlightened master. So then you act like that high mental power person. So you act like the dhyani or jhani. So it called panchavasita. So the panchavasita means you develop, you mastering your mind in 5 different ways. And then you mastering mind in 5 different ways, and there is a moment come, this all the 5 qualities you use at one time. And that is how you attain to the jhana or dhyana or the high mental powers or to the absorptions. How you get into that? So through the samadhi, once you develop the tranquility state, how you enter into the samadhi? So the jhana. And then in day-to-day life, you can practice little by little in your life, and then it becomes a mental qualities yourself. And then you can master it. So this mastering mind in five different ways. It called the Panchavasita. The first one is mastering in adverting. So the adverting means it's like entering, and adverting means right away, without any preparation, without any kind of that notice, without any kind of invitation, right away. Mastering adverting, mastering in adverting. So it kind of like so in day-to-day life, how you can apply to day-to-day life and practice yourself. So it like this, that sometimes mainly we follow habits and patterns. So is it possible for you to right away do something without any habit? So that is adverting and entering, and you doing suddenly get into something. It's like as example, there is a time for you to brush your teeth. You know, yourself, you have a already bio clock set up for you. You have a time to shower yourself, that get wash yourself, clean yourself. If there's a bio clock, you set up already. So how about suddenly can you take a shower? Can you suddenly, brush your teeth? Or maybe even having your lunch, dinner, tea, like that. You have already set up time. If you look yourself, you will see. You are already format. So sometimes you feel hungry, but you wait till the time. Mastering in advertary means you don't anymore follow the time. You don't depend on time and space. You don't depend on details. So whatever, if it is necessary in that very moment, you just go for it. So how then you can apply to meditation? So sometimes you need practice to meditation, you need a cushion or chair, or you need a very silent, calm place. And sometimes you need incense, candle, or maybe little Buddha statue. So like that, you have a kind of like a set up place to practice meditation. But how about, can you suddenly go anywhere? It doesn't matter. Maybe you are inside the bus or the train or anywhere. Can you go suddenly to meditation? Can you go get into your technique? As example, if you are doing Anapanasati or loving kindness meditation, right away, can you go into that? So that is a skill that you have to develop to master the mind. And that will help you to drop all the habits. And also, and you develop a special energy in your mind. So in day-to-day life, the same. So whatever you do, your bodily action and verbal action, mental action, and regarding your all the timetable, and remember, right away, without any preparation, without any notice, just go into it, if it is necessary. It's kind of like, as example, if you feel like unpleasant to your mouth, you want to kind of like brush your teeth. You get it, right away you go brush your teeth. You don't wait. You don't look for the time. You feel like you want to drink water. You don't wait till whatever the time comes. You just drink a little bit water. So mastering in adverting. So it's kind of like advertising. It's informing. So whatever the inform right away, you do it. So then when you come to meditation, even when you go to the high mental powers, and right away, wherever, it doesn't matter, suddenly you go to your dhyana, your absorption. Middle of the night, in the daytime, morning, it doesn't matter. You're not anymore depending on the facilities or the time or busy place, quiet place, or I want to go to that park, or I want to go to that mountain. You're not depending on the time or the space or the matters. You get out of it. So just do 5 minutes in your day. Don't depend on time, space, or the matter. Just try yourself and see how it developing inside your awareness, strength, and the quality of the mind. It's going to become completely different. So that's why this mostly that you don't hear these things, this mastering mind this way in the kind of like ordinary this positive thinking kind of like mental techniques. It's all going to kind of like mostly when it come to absorption, or the jhana or the high mental powers, mainly they go with that. But you can apply it to in day-to-day life and master your mind, and then you can apply it to your meditation also. Another one is mastering entering to meditation, or mastering entering to it. What does that mean? So that means you want to practice meditation. So then you come, and as example, say that we do, relaxing body, doing loving kindness meditation, and getting ready, follow the bell. We go in a process. It's for beginners. It's necessary. It's for beginners. But you go to Vipassana, right away you go to your meditation technique. Entering. The power of entering. It's not, you don't think in kind of like, so the strength to get into that. So when in day-to-day life, as example, that we'll take the last example, brushing your teeth. And maybe you have everything, so, but doing it to the right and to the bottom should happen while you're doing it. As example, and that mastering adverting, you can decide to do something, but while you're doing, you can become more lazy. You want to brush your teeth, you can brush your teeth. Is kind of like it is not my mouth, it is someone else, so like that. But mastering entering means you enter to it, to the brush your teeth, and you do it to the 100%. And right away you enter to the jhana, and 100% with the fully awareness. In day-to-day life, so whatever you do, and you don't wait for help, you don't wait for something, some push, you don't wait for some motivation. Right away you enter into it. You don't go in a process. You don't need a backup. You don't need the bell sound. You don't need to relax the body. You don't need to go in process. You don't need anybody need to guide you. Some people say, I need guidance. Why you need guidance? Develop the mind right away. Boom, you go directly without thinking twice. So that way you master mind more. And another thing is mastering in determining. So the determining, it's kind of like you determine when you enter to the meditation, 5 minutes I going to practice meditation. And you go 5 minutes. You know, how long you going to stay? You go stay there that long. You know, and you go to market and you know within 5 minutes I going to come out. You come out after 5 minutes. You don't stay, wait a little bit. I want to see more. I want to see more. No, you 5 minutes, you get out. So it's kind of like a determination, and even that you want to stay more 5 minutes, you determine yourself, you stay more 5 minutes. So like that, the determining. So that means you are more conscious that the thing not happening without knowing, because sometimes you say, I don't know what happened to me. Sometimes you say, I don't know how the time passed. I felt like lost. People say that. What does that mean? Because they didn't know, their consciousness disappeared. So the determine mean you decide inside you. It is your choice. By your choice, you go. Maybe you practice meditation 5 minutes, and then you determine, I want to practice more 5 minutes. Then you go for more 5 minutes. Otherwise, that sometimes people practice meditation and they feel so calm and they stay relaxed and they get lost. There are some gurus, they come to, you can see their interview, they say, I went to mountain and I practiced meditation and I went there and closed my eyes. When I opened my eyes, already 7 days passed. I didn't know. Don't learn like that meditation. Because if you don't know what happened, how you know it is a meditation? Ask the people who, use this hashish, ganja, marijuana, or they say, I don't know what happened. The same thing. So that's why mastering in determining, that is where you go to the mountain, you sit for meditation, you know how long you practice, and you want to stay 7 days, you stay 7 days. That is the power of the mind. Not you go there and I close eyes, I don't know what happened. Then how you know what it is? And then even how you know it, is it your power of practice? So that's why when it comes to tranquility state, the clarity always should be in you. When the mind go to the sleeping mood, maybe you don't know what is happening. So the mastering, determining moment by moment, and mastering rising up. That means when you go to sleep, you determine 6 o'clock, you wake up. By 6, you right away wake up. When you sit for meditation, 10 minutes, I going to go to the deeper samadhi, I stay there, and 10 minutes, you come up. No detachment. Exit. Right away, you exit without looking here and there. And when you go to deeper, like absorption, sometimes that maybe you have attachment to stay in that comfort, in that awareness. So, but the mastering rising help you, even you not attached to your own practice. That's why right away you can get out of it. Look ourselves, even for little things. Even you lock the door and close the door, and how many times you check sometimes is it locked or not. So mastering exiting, rising means, you lock it, that's it, it is locked. You don't check anymore. You know it. So it come out of the sati or the tranquility state, awareness. So like that in day-to-day life, you can apply it to anything. So then whatever you do, even when you're eating, you feel you full, you enough, that's it. You don't keep dragging, you don't keep, and putting things to you. No, you don't do it. Just finish it. Done. You wash your hands, you will brush your teeth, and after that you don't eat. That's a discipline. That's a discipline, and at the same time, power of rising. You've done it. So you don't go here and there and telling you, let me try this, let me try. No, you don't try. You just do it and finish it, that's done. So that is a power of mind. This all, mastering the absorption, remember, but you can apply it to life. And in day-to-day life, you can apply it to your activities, and you will see how your mind becomes stronger. Another thing is the mastering of retrospection. This means, that the things happening because of many reasons. So you don't clinging to one thing. You start to look in a bigger picture from every angle. So in meditation, and how you sit, when you sit, where you sit, what time you wake up, you know everything. So from beginning to end, no doubt. So in day-to-day life, apply it to your life. Be clear with whatever the things, everything around your life. Even 5, maybe you cannot go for whole 24 hours. Just 5 minutes, 10 minutes, practice it. In that 10 minutes, be very clear from beginning to end. From 1 minute to 5 minutes. Be completely clear, no doubt with your bodily, verbally, and mentally action. Even no doubt what you heard, what you smell, taste, eat, or felt, even you thought, you have no doubt. You become very clear. So that way, you develop the clarity. Even when you eat, just be very clear. You know what you ate. That's it. Then the next day, it's not going to become a doubt. If somebody asks what you eat, then you know. Otherwise, you don't remember. You don't keep thinking. So when you talk to somebody and you become very clear, and then you know what you said. So like that, you master your mind. In these 5 ways, if you master your mind, so those are the qualities like enlightened masters. When they attain to the dhyana or the high mental powers or the absorption, how they mastering the mind. So then in day-to-day life, apply it to your activities and try to get that mental quality to your life. And then you will see there is a moment come, all these 5 qualities, if you're able to apply at once, you are in first absorption. If with the meditation, if you're able to adverting, entering, determining, rising, and retrospection, this all the 5 things, if you're able to do at one, with one inhalation or exhalation, or even the loving kindness meditation, or even any meditation technique, if you're able to use these all 5 things at once in that very moment, you enter into the first absorption. So it is a power of mental quality and develop the mind. So that's why we call it cultivating the mind. So these are the ways that you cultivate your mind to attain to absorption. So once you come to the first absorption, what is happening? From that point, the desire going to release, and the grasping, holding going to release, and the anger going to disappear. And from there, that the sloth and torpor, this heaviness, tightness going to disappear, and the doubt going to disappear, and the comparison disappearing. So that's where your mind become more clear, 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 clear. And that's you going to see what is happening within yourself. So that's how this journey happened. See, there is nothing that can happen or bring to you by initiation or by kind of like a mastering pattern itself, it's going to happen. It's not like that. It always with the conscious effort, mind, with the the experience and the clarity that you develop going to bring the result. So with that, I bless upon everyone with this good practice. May all of you be well, happy and peaceful. May no harm come to you. May no difficulties come to you. May no problems come to you. May you also have the patience, courage, understanding and determination to meet and overcome inevitable difficulties in your life. During this time period, may everyone stay healthy and safe. And finally, may all of you attain supreme bliss of Nibbana. Sabbityo vajjantu sabbarogo vinassatu mate bhavatantarayo sukhi digayuko bhavat. Yattavata cha ammehi sampadam punya sampadam sabbe deva anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya. Sabbe bhuta anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya. Sabbe satta anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya. Idamme punya kammang asavakkaya vahang hotu sabba dukkha pamuncatu. Bless you.